In mid-October 2021, Mary Elizabeth Isbell went missing and would turn up dead 8 months later in Little River Canyon National Preserve in Alabama. Mary's ex-husband reported her missing on December 27, 2021 after she failed to call their son for Christmas. Detectives used phone records to determine Mary had been living in the DeKalb County area on Lookout Mountain. A search of her residence indicated a physical struggle. After receiving a tip, 22-year-old Jessie Kelly and her 44-year-old mother Loretta Carr were arrested for capital murder and kidnapping in June 2022. Jessie confessed, saying that she and her mother went to Mary's home, assaulted her with a gun, threw her phone in the fireplace, and forced her to shower. Afterwards, they dressed her in Loretta's clothes and then took her to the top of Lookout Mountain, where they pushed her off a cliff as she begged for her life. Jessie also gave police the location of Mary's body, which was later found and confirmed to be hers. Investigators stated that both Jessie and Loretta had been suspects from the beginning due to a link being established between the three from a mutual friend. The motive for this crime has not been released, and the trial dates for both suspects have yet to be determined. In the days leading up to Christmas 2017, 19-year-old Nahir Galarza had gotten into a fight with her boyfriend, 21-year-old Fernando Pastorizzo. She asked to see him on December 29th so that they could work things out. Fernando rode his motorcycle to her house in Gualeguaychu, Argentina to pick her up. While on the motorcycle and holding on to Fernando, Nahir shot him in the back using her police officer father's service weapon, which she had stolen. Fernando slowed the bike down and fell to the ground. Nahir stood over him and shot him in the chest, killing him. She then proceeded to walk home. Nahir turned herself in later that day and admitted to shooting Fernando. At her 2018 trial, she stated that she was the victim of abuse at the hands of Fernando, but no evidence was ever found to support that statement. She also claimed that the gun went off accidentally after he crashed his bike. However, a surveillance camera captured the whole thing and showed that the shots were intentional. Nahir Galarza was sentenced to life in prison. On January 24, 2023, Patrick Clancy was out getting dinner for his family in North Plymouth, Massachusetts. When he returned with the food around 6:10 p.m., he found his 32-year-old wife Lindsay bleeding outside the family home. Patrick asked Lindsay what happened, and she told him she jumped out a window. When he inquired about their 3 children, she told him they were in the basement. Patrick ran to the basement and was met with the horrifying scene. His 3 children had all been strangled with exercise bands. 5-year-old Cora and 3-year-old Dawson were pronounced dead at the hospital. 8-month-old Kaylin died 3 days later at Boston Children's Hospital. An autopsy of the children revealed that they died of ligature strangulation, which took several minutes. Lindsay survived the suicide attempt but was left paralyzed from the waist down. She was arrested and charged with 3 counts of murder and strangulation. It's believed that Lindsay may have been suffering from postpartum psychosis. At her arraignment hearing on October 26, 2023, she pleaded not guilty from her hospital bed, where she has remained since the night of the murders. Her trial is scheduled for December 15, 2023, and she is facing a possible life sentence. On August 18, 2017, Savanna Greywind, who was 8 months pregnant, disappeared from her Fargo, North Dakota apartment. 9 days later, 2 kayakers on the Red River discovered Savanna's corpse wrapped in plastic and duct tape and notified police. During the murder investigation, a 5-day-old baby was found at the home of Savanna's upstairs neighbor, Brooke Cruz. Brooke claimed the baby was hers, but DNA proved it was actually Savanna's. Cruz then confessed to police that she had cut the baby from Savanna's body, then said her boyfriend William Hahn returned home and found Savanna still alive. She said William then strangled Savanna with a rope to finish her off. The couple then hid the body in their apartment for 2 days before putting it inside a dresser and taking it to the river to dispose of it. In December 2017, Brooke Cruz and William Hahn were sentenced to life in prison. However, in 2019, after an appeal that claimed Brooke was the mastermind behind the crime, the Supreme Court of North Dakota changed William's sentence to 20 years in prison. On March 29, 1995, the body of a woman was found inside a refrigerator in a ditch along Bacon Island Road in Stockton, California. The refrigerator had been tied shut with a rope. The woman had been wrapped in a quilt and a sleeping bag and was bound with electrical tape and gagged. The cause of death was determined to be blunt force trauma to her head. The identity of the woman would remain a mystery for almost 30 years, and she soon became known as the Lady in the Fridge. In February 2023, thanks to DNA testing and genealogical research, the woman was finally identified as 29-year-old Amanda Deza. Amanda was a mother of 3, and her family reported she was last seen at an apartment in Napa, California, with an unknown man she met in a rehab center. Some investigators have theorized Amanda was a victim of serial killer Terry Rasmussen, who murdered at least 6 women between 1978 and 2002 and was active in the area where her body was found at the time of her death. However, this theory has never been proven and the case remains unsolved.